Hello everyone, welcome to Red City Fridge. I'm your Dungeon Master Harna, and I nearly choked on a tomato. Let's start off by whizzing around our players. Just who they are. Let's go for the person who's consumed the most food today. I can hear myself somewhere echoing terribly. Yeah, let's go for the person who's consumed the most food today and work our way down to our, most dietary lacking individual.
I've had a fair amount today.
I only had 2 meals today.
I've had 3 meals. I'll go first. Hello, my name's Rob. I play Bodger, a halfling monk, and he's in character. He's kind of let it slide, but he will save the entire party. It's fine. Nobody mentions it, so he has to. And today I've had a bowl of Frosties, some pieces of flapjack, 2 chicken wraps with a bit of salad and some tomatoes. And a very nice butter chicken curry.
Nice.
Oh.
I've eaten 3 meals today, but I still think Vil might have eaten more than me because I've seen that man eat a meal. And his meal is like 6 of my meals.
Fine, I'll go next. Hello guys, my name is Will Sword, and I play Bahagor, a fighter warlock. And yeah, he likes to drink milk. Goat's milk, apparently. And today I had 4 eggs, oats, banana, and then I had a protein shake, and then I had some rice with beef, and then I had some cheesy bread, milk, and then I had a yogurt, and then I had another bagel with tuna breast. And
then for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Like fucking Eddie Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My intuition was correct. Hi.
It was a safe bet.
Hi, I'm George. I play Malasavir, the Drow Cleric. She's not the best person, but she's trying. I say she's trying her best. I feel like she's trying a little less hard than she was previously. But to be fair, everyone's being kind of shitty right now, so why not? Today I've eaten a bagel, some chips, and I'm currently eating shish kebabs and salad and corn. There were probably biscuits in that. I honestly don't know if I've eaten biscuits today or not, but like, it's a safe bet. They're not a food though, right? They're just like something that happens.
It's just like solid air.
Yeah, I think just my breakfast was more than your home.
Biscuits are like a passive effect, you know? You walk through the kitchen, grab a biscuit.
They give you a stat bonus. Alright. Hi, I'm Adam. I play Scratch, our human druid. She likes to change into animals, fly around. She likes to drink an arm wrestle. And as for food, I believe I had 1 poet's coffee for breakfast, and then in the evening I had a proper meal. I cooked myself some pork chops with rice and a butter garlic deglazed sauce. So that was nice.
Wow, he had a proper meal.
Solid.
Yeah, it's rare.
He's
Rare
not
for
just
you,
existing on coffee and cigarettes.
I don't have cigarettes. I have a pipe. Thank you very much. I might even have to...
Because just fair, I accidentally fasted today, so that was my first meal.
Accident.
Okay, that was like 8 in the evening, bro.
I've not eaten anything all day.
What about
Not even
biscuits?
breakfast.
I had like a single biscuit.
You were doing DIY, which means you ate at least 1 biscuit.
Yeah, I might have one on the way past, but like not like. I didn't have a cup of tea. Like I've not like stopped today. A busy boy.
I actually ate 3 meals for once. I normally don't. But I got up kind of early today. And then I immediately regretted it because I got up to a massive pile of dog shit. Love that.
But if you didn't clean it, I'd have to clean it.
Exactly. That would have been so much better for me.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Who wants to remind us what we were doing last time, if anyone can actually remember?
We were fucking cold. I remember that. It was sacrifice time.
We found out who the sacrifice was going to be.
Yeah.
And then she was immediately like, no, actually, I'll be the sacrifice instead because I don't want my like crippled brother to die.
I don't want Brandon Stark to die. Yeah, we find out that the whole thing is rigged after
Yep.
Roger pulled up a fucking
Bahagor, I
Hitman
think,
heist.
saw that the thing was blank, so we were trying to work out how it's rigged, which I think Malice found out at the end that it's just all about, like, money and shit. I believe there's a note on my phone somewhere that says, Zentarum bullshit, it's all about da money.
Yeah, they wanted to get the fleet or something, you know, his ships and some money. Apparently, he has something now.
So, we sent Bodger on a stealth mission to get the evidence. Bahagor and
He got
Malice.
evidence, right?
Mhm.
I think he got evidence, right?
Yeah, he did.
Pretty good, actually. He fucking smashed those fucking
It was like a
balls.
fucking Ocean's 11 like
Yeah, it was like,
heist.
I finished the session, went through to my partner. I was like, I think that's the first time I have ever gone in with a plan, done the plan, got out fine.
Yeah, without
Plans
fighting,
never
yeah.
survive first contact with the enemy, but I'm like, fuck it, let's
It
go.
wasn't even
I
like
don't think
Rogue,
I've
it was like- it was
ever
like a monk.
pulled off a successful plan in D&D which hasn't gone to shit at one point. To the point that now when I play D&D, I just do like half the plan and I'm like, it will have fallen apart by that point, it doesn't matter. We don't need to finish it. And Scratch just sort of hung out as an owl the whole time.
Yep.
Just chilled. Killed a lemming or two, you know, owl stuff.
Had a nice time.
She's about to do some very stressful work in foiling a sacrifice. She just
Yep.
wants to get some lemmings in. Or two. Also, I believe Bodger made a collage or
Yeah, I tried to
You
piece
did-
together all the names
Yeah.
and
You did-
put them
yeah.
kind of laying out so
Yeah.
that when people came back into town, it'd let people intuit what the fuck was going on with them all.
Yeah, you like had a blanket and you were like putting out the ones in the center that
Because there
were
were some that were like completely scribbled
crossed out.
out, and then there was one that was blank.
This one's like very deep into it, like I probably dug in. so
There
you
was
can
some that
feel
were
the
like
paper.
folded or something. I don't really
Yeah,
remember.
that's it. Yeah.
Basically, the whole thing's written. Also, like at the end there,
That was
I
fucked.
fucking biffed my stealth, so like the bitch who's being sacrificed absolutely knows that we're looking into this shit. So she just didn't really comment on it.
Okay, I'm gonna say for brevity's sake, I think you'd all regroup back at the Luskan Arms. It's around about 10 p.m., maybe half 10 or so, so you've got another hour and a bit before the sacrifice underway. It's gonna be taking place at midnight.
Okay. Margot's gonna go. So I'm assuming all together that by now, yeah.
I think
Yes,
the
yeah,
practice one
you'll
hour-
regroup together.
Okay, so what's the plan then, folks? How we gonna show to the town that this is a big scam? I mean, we've got all the information, but do we have any solid proof?
No.
We have the
all I
names
got,
from
no.
the hat, and if we push a couple guys into a circle of truth, they won't be able to lie if we just start accusing them, I guess. Or we could just kill them.
Or they might not just say anything, even if you cast Zone of Truth. They might just not want to say anything.
Then we start stabbing them until they start saying things. Or stop saying anything
I
ever
don't
again.
think stabbing would bring our point across very well.
Okay,
think you
then
would.
you press
Very
a coin
pointy.
onto their tongue, find someone who can cast heat metal, and you slowly heat up the coin on their tongue until they start speaking to get rid of it.
Is there a way, maybe?
That's critical.
Would there be a way we could maybe steal the little box thing, the thing they used to pick up the names from?
Well, we
And then
already
just use the whole
have the
town hall?
names, and the box is empty
we don't
now,
have
so it
the
doesn't really
actual-
matter.
But how are we going to prove that that's the names? Like, anyone could just grab any piece of paper and just write the names down.
If they're all real names, we wouldn't know everyone's name because we're just all random newcomers.
That is true. That's a good point you have there, actually. Obviously, at this point, we can't trust the speaker. We can't trust any of his
Well, no, we know we can't trust the speaker.
any of his people.
They were talking about trade assets, and she knew her brother was picked on purpose because she lost them a deal, or someone she worked for lost them a deal. I don't know. It's about money. It's something about money.
It's always about money, isn't it?
I know. Like, why can't it just be about a good old-fashioned sacrifice?
I mean, it's kind of what's happening, right? In a way.
They're not sacrificing to the gods. They're sacrificing to themselves for their own gain. They might as well be sacrificing fish or
I mean,
whatever
still
else people are
sacrificing people, but just
sacrificing.
using that for their own advantage.
It's quite an intelligent plan for a man. I'll give them that.
That's true. I mean, you do have a point there, Malice. About we wouldn't know the names, but how are we going to prove to people that I don't know. Scratch, Butcher. What do you think?
If we save the sacrifice, we might be able to get her on our side.
I think Scratch is still out because the original plan was for her to shift ahead of time with the sacrifice and stay like that for the hour or so before it happens.
We could just
Because
bring
she
you
can
into
see-
the tavern as a talking owl.
I think in theory she could just sit on the windowsill outside and use the telepathic crystal to just keep a lock-on conversation.
Yeah, in theory.
More. She'd be micromanaging her mind crystal.
And also, by this time, we would know their Xanthany, right? Because I think we've asked Bodger last time, didn't we? The last session, he told us. But
We know
Xanthany-
it's Zentrum, but we don't know how recently she was involved
Yeah.
in it and shit.
Yeah.
Also, remember, these people are somehow connected to the Zentrum group, you know, and I think we might be biting a little bit more than we can chew here.
Look,
But go on, what was you gonna say, Scratch?
I will proceed with my plan either way, and I would say we see how things will go.
How often do these sacrifices happen?
Once a month.
Well, we have another month after this if you want to gather some more proof.
Well, I think we should see if Bodger's little project will be enough to rouse the people. We are good. Otherwise, we can see how things go down. I think we did the most that we could have done, and we have to just see how things work.
Or we can just take the stage and just before the sacrifice and just tell them everything we know, and then let's hope they'll believe us. Just have to be very convincing. Now, probably very hard to do. We can certainly make a noise.
Yeah, I don't really know if my thing's gonna work though, because I don't really know people that well.
No offense,
Not very good
Bahagor,
at,
but
like,
you're the most
influence
convincing
them.
out of all of us, and you still haven't managed to convince any of us to try goat milk, so...
That's true.
No, you guys have tried gold milk. No?
Nope.
No,
Oh, sorry, it was me. I just had two instead.
No, I did once a few years ago. Not that great. It's kind of sour for my taste.
I don't understand how you guys don't like milk as much as I do. I mean, look at you. You're practically born sucking on tits.
It's goat milk, not in specific, not milk in general.
Milk is milk, no? I mean, it's all the same. It's like drinking beer. Like you know, you drink ale and beer and stuff. Like,
Have you had any other milk than cow milk, than goat milk, Bahagor?
I had goat milk, I had cow milk. Well,
and they
and that's it.
and
That's
they-
about it, really.
And goat and cow milk taste the same to you, you say?
Tastes a little bit different. Goat milk is a little bit stronger.
Right, cool. Yeah. You see a very judgmental-looking owl from the windowsill.
For some reason, it tastes a little bit salty sometimes. I don't know why. I've never had a salty milk before, but
So maybe the preservatives they put in it.
Or he's getting milk from the wrong thing.
That also is quite likely.
You pull, not jerk, to get milk.
I don't know. Anyway, that's for another time when there's not a sacrifice to be watching or stopping or anyway. Alright, what's the plan then?
Well, my plan is the same unless unless the sacrifice is stopped. I'll just fly out and give the person some food and gear and clothes, and fly back. Once they leave the periphery of the town.
Yeah, and in this kind of weather and conditions, you know that most people can't see beyond really 60 foot, so they wouldn't have to be far at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the dialogue was at this scene, but I remember they saying something like we discovered that there was something to do related with Gogorash's trades and ships and whatever.
Velen is the first mate of a ship, which I believe had ties to the man who we were kind of investigating before, Oryl's Mercy.
Man who
First mate
might be
to
Babagor or might have been murdered.
Captain Vela Cold Hand Sorn.
Maybe we could go and try to speak to these captains and then the ship as well. Maybe we can find some more information. Maybe they can give us some. I don't know.
Let's just save the sacrifice first and then work out what we're doing from there.
Bodger, make me an investigation check.
Certainly. 18.
There was 10 names that you found that you believe have been added to this safe list, or whatever you want to call it. Of them, only one of them was given a title of Captain. Captain Ralvir Thorn.
Ralvir Thorn.
Yeah.
I'd probably pass that info on to the group. So there are no lords or ladies or misters or missuses, but there was one Captain Thorn, and it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Very strange that I've ever came across this name in the town before.
I don't know.
I would let Bodger do a history check at disadvantage. Everyone else, you probably would not know anything about this person. 8.
Yet.
No captain you've heard of. Bahagor, I think maybe you might be able to make one at disadvantage as well, actually.
Look. But a history check. Yeah. We haven't rested yet, have we? No.
Don't know. That's 10 p.m. You're getting it's getting near nighttime, so.
Isn't that the captain that lives off the coast?
Think back. Okay. All right. History disadvantage. Nine.
You think you've heard it before, but you've heard a lot about ships and captains over the last kind of day or two. It all kind of gets lost.
Maybe we should go down to the harbor and ask who this person is.
And do we have the time for that?
I mean, we don't have much time left, so I suggest we go to the harbor as soon as possible. If you're gonna find a captain, that's the best place to find a captain, I assume. Either that or a tavern.
You could try just yelling his name and see if anyone...
We can just ask the barkeep.
Every time I talk to the barkeep, I feel sad.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I get that. It's understandable. Bit of a mood over. Whatever an over is.
You just have to engage a conversation. You just have to go over there, ask the question. As soon as they have the information we need, you just bye and leave before I start crying.
You look over
You
and
go
see
ask.
Owen, and he's like polishing like a mug, and like he like looks at
his
it and
mug.
sighs, and then like puts it down, and then he picks up another mug, looks at it. It's got like big like cracked on the side, and he just like shrugs and polishes it anyway.
You know, like when a mount gets injured and you just like put them out of their misery.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's
No, we're not killing him, Malis.
I wasn't suggesting that we should do it. I was just suggesting that someone should
Someone.
soon. Or, I don't know, maybe just like whack him around the head a few times and see if that brightens him up. Maybe something's broken in there.
Maybe he's happy deep inside. Maybe he's got some crazy hobbies that he does outside work, and just that's why he's so upset to be at work. You know, like maybe he likes to go skiing. You know, who doesn't like skiing?
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't seem to be making him very happy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go over there. Gonna ask him if he knows anything about his captain.
Okay, you approach Owen Tarsonell. Looks up. Would you like another milk?
Maybe in a minute. I want to ask you something. Actually, do you know a fella, a captain, in fact, that goes by the name of Captain Thorn or something along those lines?
Yeah, I
I heard the
mean,
name.
lots of captains kind of come through here. We're on a lake.
I mean, I'm looking for Captain Thorn. Not many, but just that one captain.
Yeah,
A specific captain.
I know.
specific
I know Thorn. He's
Okay, that's good.
Ice
Yeah,
Eye, I think is his nickname or whatever it is.
Say it. We're almost there. Come on.
Yeah, he's the captain of a ship on Mare Duladan. It's a fishing ship. I think it's called like the Snow Wake or the Frost Wake or something.
Okay, so something cold wake. It's
Yeah.
Snow Wake, Frost Wake, Wind Wake, something along those lines. Okay.
I miss the sun.
Okay, I think you must miss a lot of things. Okay, when was the last time you saw this Captain Thorn? Does anyone know him for any particular reason? Is he like a good guy? Is he like a
I mean,
grumpy
he's
guy?
he's
Is he
fine.
like you? Or...
Most of the
You.
most of the captains and sailors, they wouldn't come here. They would head up to Three Flags Sailing. It's a bit
course
more
they would.
rowdy, up
A
there.
bit more lively, I would say. Right? All right. A
Not-
bit more lively.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to, use like it's why it works here for the rooms in the inn, because it isn't so crazy late at night, and you can actually sleep.
I don't know why. Every time I talk to you, he's very sleepy.
I have that effect on people. It's why I'm such a good inn owner.
Okay, all right. Anything else you can tell me about this captain? Anything that's not going to take 3 weeks for you to tell me?
I mean, nothing overly
goodbye.
important comes.
Goodbye. I'm kind of just.
Alice has just been
Right, well-
watching this and is like, I'm just saying, if he was a Diatrama with a bum leg, he'd be gone by now.
Let's just say it was a lot of talking, a lot of pausing. But the one thing I got from him is this Captain Thorn. He mans a ship called either Snow Wake or Frost Wake or something along those lines. And if you want to find out more about captains, he said the captains of the ships, they usually go to the Three Flag Sailing Tavern. They'll probably be our best bet to find. Go.
Make a little history check, please, Bahagor.
History check. It's a flat, yeah?
Yep.
10. Right bang
You've
on the middle.
heard of the Frostwick. It was one of the ships that this Gorosh individual,
The ledger.
yeah, had in the ledger.
Okay, hang on a sec. I was like, hang on a minute. This sounds familiar. So I take a little notebook.
Yep.
And I start flicking through to see something that comes across like something similar to that name he described.
Yeah, you find the Frostwick on the ledger.
Oh, look at that. So this is one of the ships that this Gogorash fella headed.
Seems to be a
Right.
fishing vessel of some kind. The last account of you have of a captain to it is a Captain Ice Eye.
Does it have a date in it? Like dates in it or something?
They're fairly recent. Obviously, this has probably only been being used in the last maybe like sat empty for a month or so, thereabouts.
That's strange.
So it's probably only like maybe 5 weeks from the last log date. It's not like it's old history.
Okay. That's strange. Look, I found something in the ledger here, but the captain is a different name. It's not Captain Thorn, it's Captain Ice Eye. It's only been a few weeks. So was that a few weeks from the day that Gogorash was found dead?
Like from now,
today's date?
like from now.
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah, because it was like last month. Okay.
Yeah, so he went missing about a month ago, roughly. So this is about a week before he went missing. Looks like this last, because you're kind of like near the more recent entries, you know.
Okay. Oh, look at that. I mean, Captain Ice Eye. So this is about 5-6 weeks ago. And there's
His
no more-
eye, cold hand, body
Strange.
part, cold thing. Trend, isn't there?
Let me go speak to my friend over there again.
Oh,
Hello? Hello there.
Hello.
Look, I'm a little bit in a hurry here, so please be quick with your answers, okay?
Yeah.
Captain Ice Eye. Who is he?
Well, if you recall, whenever you spoke to me the last time, I was telling you about Captain Thorn. And I told you that his nickname was Ice Eye. I said that actually no more than 6 minutes ago.
Oh. Oh, yes, you did, but the thing is...
You're so boring, just blocked it out.
slow that I lose interest immediately what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you need.
Right, so turns out Captain Ice Eye is Captain Thorn. Is also known as. God bloody hell, that guy's so boring. I every time I lose concentration after like 5 seconds with open his mouth. Sounds like a person I knew back in the day called Vilsort. It does the same thing. Every time someone speaks to him, after 5 seconds, he loses concentration and stops listening. Oh, what a guy. Nice fella, but not couldn't record shit. Right, so I mean, got this name, the name of the vessel.
you can go try and find him if you want.
Now, why is
Just killing time until the sacrifice anyway.
You bring about an hour to the sacrifice now.
I've got an hour.
Luckily, that'll be taking
no.
place, near the docks anyway, because it sounds like they're gonna make a. So they're gonna make Velen walk out through the actual harbor, like past the harbor wall, and just like on the icy lake surface.
Okay. Well, look at the time. I think you're gonna go an hour, so maybe you should hurry there. Just see if you can find this person and see what kind of information you get of him, and then let's hope we'll be able to get something useful.
Do you
Okay.
think if the disabled brother had to go out into the ice, they would have let him take the chair with him, or they would have taken that off him too? Because that would have been awkward as hell.
I mean, he'll be sliding on ice, I suppose. Just in his bed like a seal. No, sorry, not funny. Actually, it was actually very funny.
Oh fuck, we're getting cancelled.
D&D stream cancelled compared a disabled person moving on ice like a fucking penguin.
Seal,
Gliding on its belly.
actually. Penguins have legs that work.
Yeah, but they also do the belly slide thing.
Yeah.
They think
But they just do it on their
hand.
straight up belly. A seal uses their arms too.
Mm.
So anyway,
anyone guys
Moving
got
on.
any better ideas than this?
I mean, I have ideas, but they all involve murder, and you guys are funny about that sometimes. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not.
If the Zenthari is involved and they will try to kind of, ruin the plans, I'm pretty sure there will be plenty of time for murdering at some point tonight.
Okay, so what is the plan?
I believe you're gonna go and see this Mr. Captain Ice Eye.
Okay.
Ice Eye, my little eye. No.
Anywhere in particular you would like to start the search, or are you just
In
gonna...
that tavern that captains go to.
So you want to head to Three Flags Sailing?
3 Flags Sailing, yes.
Perfect. The tavern here is like a little kind of, compared to Luskin Arms, it's probably not as old. It looks a bit more recently built. Primarily wooden structure with a little bit of like stone kind of like supports and walls and things of that nature. Genuinely, not much to look at. It's probably only really one story. Doesn't have rooms like the Luskin Arms would have. So probably literally is just a public house, like, true and true. You get in, the bar itself kind of runs down the right-hand wall the length of the building. Yet despite the avenue that the bar takes up, there's lots of stools all littered around it, people all sat there. There's only one barmaid who kind of like, works her way along the right-hand side. You see a grey-haired, plump human woman who's kind of like walking around. She wears a little like pinafore kind of apron set up. And you see that, like, all the fishermen here are, like, all, like, sitting, having drinks, things like that. You hear the, like, hubble and bubble are talking about, like, I'm glad that we didn't get picked out. I'll be the fucking shit, wouldn't it? Yeah, but, always next month, gonna be having that one. And then, kind of continue going back and forth. You see that, like, this, the barkeeper every now and again comes up to, a group of fishermen or whatever they are, and she's like, "Oh, come on now, dearies, you can't keep having pints out, at least having some more of these lovely bar snacks. Get the nuts down you, get the Bombay mix in, come on, have it all. Get it in you. If you drink on empty stomach, you'll be too hungover to get up in the morning, and that won't be good for anybody, will it?" And then she's like fussing around, over each of them. As you kind of come in, like, she kind of gives you a little small nod, but nothing too crazy or big. No big grand welcome or anything like that. There's a couple of tables, a couple of bar stools. You're just gonna approach the biggest, meanest group of sailors. What's the plan?
Bodger would like, come on, Nick, we'll grab a table and
So I try to find a nice window to
maybe-
perch and look through at the party as they. And
maybe scoop it out a little bit. Come on. And Bodger will take a running jump and hop onto one of the seats around the table.
Okay, yeah. What do?
You guys finally get a table. It's just been abandoned. There's still empty glasses on it.
I'll be just whispers like, so, I mean, if the guy was called Captain Ice Eye, there must be a reason why. Maybe it's for an eye patch.
Everybody look for a guy with a dodgy eye.
Yeah.
Says the woman wearing an eye patch.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll probably have a look around and see if we can
Maybe
find
someone
him.
crossed eye or something, I don't know. Like
But
someone
fa-
weird.
Fairly subtly, I think Bodger, being the first at the table, would have got his back to the wall, so he could kind of have a better scouting spot.
Sure.
Despite his height.
Then it'll be a perception check, either from one of you with advantage if someone can give the help action, or I will let two of you make an individual check.
I'm pretty perceptive.
I'm pretty not perceptive.
I'm fairly perceptive. Why don't we
I
do
think
one
that-
each, Malice?
Sure.
I'm not even proficient with perception.
9.
What are these rolls today,
15.
man? What the fuck?
Bit better.
Malice, maybe it's your affinity for people with one eye, but as Bodger's scanning the crowd, like spending time looking, also trying to listen, maybe trying to overhear names being said or nicknames, things like that. Malice, you start systematically just scanning the room for anyone who looks like they got weird eyes. That's
Two
what you're
eyes,
looking
nah.
for.
2 eyes, nah.
Yeah,
2 eyes, nah.
You see
Hi, Patch. Nah.
propping up the bar, there's a group of probably about 4 individuals who are kind of all getting on like they know each other. A larger individual, fairly grizzled, his hair kind of like falls about his shoulders, like long, straight, graying hair, maybe the hint of probably was once salt and pepper, but now is very salt heavy.
Oh, someone dropped some pepper in my salt.
He has like a face like covered in like not even like traditional wrinkles of age, but kind of more like someone who has lived a full life of a lot of big expressions in their time, big crows, like crow's feet, like big like lines across the forehead, things like that. But like yeah, definitely like lived a good long life of not being afraid to show their like inner emotions out on their and actually wear them on their face. But the thing that stands the most out to you is the fact that the left eye of that individual does not have an iris or pupil. You can't tell if it's glass or if it's just blind. It's hard to tell the distance.
Weird eye, 4 o'clock. Or 6 o'clock. Weird eye over there.
As Malice kind of points about to you, see this individual gets up and he goes like, "All right, I need to go drain the snake. See you boys in a second." He like pats the shoulder of one. He like starts moving towards the front door, and you hear the woman behind the bar be like, "I say, be careful out there, it's awful cold." Like, "Oh, I'll be fine, ma. Don't worry." And he goes out and goes out the front door.
He's going to be alone if we want to ambush him.
I think so, chance.
True.
Scratch, you're outside, right?
Yeah, Scratch is outside. Yeah.
Sure.
No owls allowed in the bar.
Scratch, you are maybe like half involved in the conversation because you obviously do engage your telepathy and then be fed back things. So you're probably where the group are looking for someone, and like then you see this individual come out. He comes out, he turns 90 degrees right at the door, 90 degrees right again. He goes down the alleyway at the side of the tavern.
She follows him, like just glides from building to building nonchalantly.
Are you just like doing little loops, you know, keeping your eye on him every now and again, nothing too crazy? You're not like gonna land and stare at him.
No.
I don't know. You might give him like pee anxiety. He might not be able to go when someone's watching.
I feel like an owl staring you down as you pee is more threatening than a person, honestly. Yeah. Like,
so you're kind of doing like a little like.
Don't get your dick out in front of anything with talons, you know?
So you're doing like a little fly around, just keeping an eye on him, and you lose him every now and again, like behind trees, or like not behind trees, behind like, you know, chimney tops and, you know, maybe rooftops every now and again. But very quickly comes back around. You can just keep fixation on him for the time being anyway. What are the rest of you doing while Scratch is watching a man have a piss?
I want to sneak out because obviously I don't know for sure that Scratch is watching. But
Do you want to do it without being noticed?
Stealthily sneak out.
Make a stealth check, please.
Could Scratch use her telepathy to, like, if she manages to spot... will she see Bodger? That's the question.
Yeah, if you can see an 18, then you can see Bodger leaving, but if not, you unfortunately are not aware.
No. Passive perception 17, baby.
Fortunately, you do not see Bodger as he slips out. Bodger, you like look left, look right. You're not quite sure where this individual has gone. If you want to do an investigation check and see if you can like spot the fresh tracks in the snow and actually follow the right set of footprints.
No,
6.
Go wrong way.
You take a left turn.
I'm gonna let Bodger get a little head start before I head out after him with the awareness that I am not stealthy.
Sure.
Like, let that man get his stealth off first.
You like look left and look right, and the way through Flag Ceiling's kind of set up, there's alleyways on both sides. So
is there not snow on the ground? Can I not just look down and see?
That's yes, but there's also people who've been coming and going to this tavern all evening. So there's a lot of boot prints in the snow, and there's currently right now as Scratch would happily tell you, is a light cloud in the sky with no precipitation. So there's been no fresh snow laid, no easy to follow track. So that's why Bodger didn't know exactly where to go when he went out. So Bodger hooks round to the left, starts looking for this individual. Scratch, you don't even see Bodger as he slips out as he starts going around. And Bodger, you're just working counterclockwise around the building until you spot this guy, or just do a little lap and see what you can see. Malice, you give it 30 seconds. And then you get up and follow out.
Yep.
Give me an investigation check. See if you can see any boot prints that might match an individual of this gait and size.
21.
21.
21. I said I would have gone with Malice as well.
Yeah, so you and Bahagor both go together. So, you
Yeah, I would have helped her.
without even ordering a drink at this place, you guys sit down, look around, watch a man leave, and then just get up and go.
Vibes in here.
You head out the front door. Malice, you see Bodger's footprints to the left, and you scan around, you go, maybe, and you don't think he's gone the right way, because you can see there's more fresh boot prints kind of like over on the right-hand side. So you decide, hedge your bets, just check the right-hand side just to be safe. You get lucky in a sense. You go around the right-hand side, turn the corner on the right-hand side again, and you see Captain Ice Eye. As Scratch, you probably see this before everyone else. Unfortunately, there's not much time to do anything, because by the time you see it, Scratch, it's already too late. Because this individual rolled a 24 in his stealth check. But Scratch, as you fly behind a chimney, as you come back out the other side, you see that he's, standing, peeing up against the wall of the tavern, very, unceremoniously and unrespectfully to where he is. But as you fly, you break contact for, 5 seconds and you reappear again, the duration of one turn near enough, you see that this individual has slumped forward into the wall, and you just see blood like up the wall on the snow. Malice and Bahagor, as you come around the corner, you see standing behind this individual, just letting him fall against the wall, a blade of ice in his hand, the charming visage of Cephik Caltro of Torg's Trading Company.
Malice will turn to Bahagor and be like, if we had murdered him when I said this would not have happened.
And I think then you're probably going to jump into initiative, it sounds like, as you actively proclaim
our plan to murder.
Yeah, your plan to murder him. Okay.
Well, it's our time now.
Okay, I have to find my owl dexterity because...
Fucking bastard.
Could have happened to
Fucking
anybody. Okay, we're Cephik.
My dexterity, my initiative's +1, or that makes I don't know how it works nowadays.
You have a 13, so you'll go at initiative 13.
13.
It just goes with your score.
13 as well. Mine is also
Doesn't
13.
shit.
Cephik's is a 14. Find his.
Bim, 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 bim.
I presume for initiative I use my owl stats, right?
You would use your oil stats because you're currently an oil, yes.
13.
Hey. I have your guys' tokens on a different tab anyway, but we'll just kind of theater to mind this just so we can have a little rough idea. I'll just keep our hit points if required. So, top of the round, Bodger, you are unaware of what's happened at the moment. I will say with the 30-second head start and basically, the working your way around the building, as you kind of spend your next bout of movement without a dash coming around the corner, you would see the aftermath. You unfortunately with a 6, you wouldn't have managed to get there in time with the investigation. You were looking, obviously the back of the building, there's alleyways that fork off and T-junctions, so you were checking around there, just making sure that there wasn't any chance he'd slipped up a second alleyway. You were just eluding any possible doubt. And as you come around this final corner, you see the aftermath of this, him standing there, and you hear Malice say quite loudly, if we just murdered him when I said this wouldn't have happened.
Cool. Yeah, that'll just be my first turn then, just kind of almost getting round to block the other end of the alleyway then.
I will say that he doesn't know you're there, so you see you've got the jump on this guy. He still does not know that you're with an 18 stealth. Yeah, even Malice and Bahagor might struggle to see you unless you deliberately make yourself known to them.
I like the idea that Malice is like, oh, I, like, you know, left Drow culture to become a good person, but really she just did it because she has no fucking subtlety and was really struggling out there, you know? She's like, damn, it's all about being, like, sly and double meanings, and I don't get it.
Malice, you would be the first to act here.
Can I tell if that guy is, like, dead?
You see the amount of blood splatter and spray, and it looks like he's had his throat slit. Unless you want to get over there and give it a medicine check, you wouldn't know more than that, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll grab him and cast Spare the Dying. Just, you know.
You move up
It's an action,
into melee.
so I might as well do that rather than try and work out if he's dying or
You
dead.
move up into the melee, you cast Spare the Dying, unfortunately the individual has been killed.
Dick.
Spell does not take hold. Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, don't do the sarcastic quit. Just stay still so we can hit you.
Ah,
I don't have
apologies.
any-
I thought we were all on the same side of justice.
We are not murderers.
I don't have bonus actions, so I'm there. I'm in melee.
His turn. He stands there.
Mace ready.
He
Gotta
lets
bonk
the
this guy
ice
when I get
dagger that he had slit the throat of. He just throws it against the body nonchalantly. Just lets it land on the ground. He now has no active weapon out. And Sefik just says, "Well, word in the street is that you're all looking for the people who have been deliberately avoiding the sacrifices. I can't say that I think it's very fair either. So I think this person might have been pulled the name a long time ago. All we've done is make it fair." That'll be Sefik's turn. Scratch. Anything you'd like to do? You're an oil flying around. You now see, like, from your bird's eye view, literally, like, what's happening. You see a Malice move to him close. Bahagor's still a little bit back.
She would like to incite him to for his motives, if he's genuinely just
Sure.
thinking he's setting things right.
Make an insight check.
9.
At this distance, Scratch, in the darkness, you can't even really make out everything he's saying because of the wind up here. You know, it's not the easiest thing. So you're not able to gleam one way or the other.
Cool. She'll keep circling.
Bahagor.
Okay, how far am I from this guy?
You're probably only like 20 foot, if even.
Okay, I'll get close. I'll walk towards him about 10 foot, so I'm like 10 foot away.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, as you can see, so he knows the Scratch is there, is all right. So he knows Scratch is there.
You know, Scratch is flying around as an owl, and you like can keep an eye. Scratch isn't actively stealthed, so you probably every now and again hear the beat of wings to let you know that they are nearby. But Sefik doesn't seem bothered by an owl.
Alex like, well, I'm just gonna be honest here. You're clearly outnumbered. We might let you go, but I need to know who asked you, who got you to kill this man, and why. What's the real reason?
He looks at you. Make me a. Are you trying to spend your whole turn trying to convince him?
I'm gonna use a persuasion check.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
25.
25, yeah. He looks you in the eyes, and he has a little smile, and Sefik has these like piercing blue eyes. I believe Bahagor has similar kind of eyes as well, based on his art.
Yep.
And he kind of smiles, and he says, "In truth, I owe someone my life, and they asked me to right these wrongs of injustice. I don't know how, but I just know if someone is eluding these sacrifices or that sort of thing. But I believe it is the work of the Frostmaiden. I believe that she has blessed me."
Okay, so you also know that the sacrifices are a big scam. It's a big theater.
Yes.
Obviously, it's all manipulated. Okay. Would you be able to assist us and prove to everyone that this is a big fraud for us and also for your Frostmaiden, because then she'll get the rightful sacrifices.
Scratch is like just listening.
Because you can see people being killed that are not meant to be.
I believe that aligns with both of our interests.
Exactly, and your Frostmaiden is not getting the right people. So I don't know how it affects that, and what way that affects her, but for you to be in here to kill this person that was meant to be dead, clearly affects her some way. So, can we work together somehow on this?
Yeah, he holds out his hand.
Okay, I'll look at the party.
Malice
look
is
at
still
him.
fully ready to smack this guy around the head with a mace.
I move on. I move on over 10 feet towards him.
Yep.
I put my axe away.
Mhm.
And I'll shake his hand.
Shakes your hand. Bodger, your turn.
I still grab his, by the way. I still grab his hand.
Seeing that Bahagor is seemingly making peace with this, I will just stay in stealth up this end of the alley, make my way closer so I can hear things a bit better, understand a bit what's going on.
You're
Not
completely
breaking
hidden.
stealth, not attacking.
Cool. Any readied actions at all?
No.
All right.
Scratch would just probably send a message to Bertha. Are you sure we want to align ourselves with somebody who worships the Frostmaiden? I may remind you that the whole situation around us this winter, this suffering, is her doing. These sacrifices, just or not, led to her, and anybody who worships her only furthers her power.
Alice.
Can we reply?
You can reply to message,
you
yeah?
can reply.
Say, a reply message like, well, my problem is not with the sacrifices. My problem is the wrong people are being killed, and the sacrifice is being used as an excuse. And I also
So is that
believe that somehow, whatever happened to me or to other person that I hold the ledgers from, that also happened to him. It was unjust. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So if you amass these people, show the fraud that they are, the sacrifices can go on. You know?
So,
Malice
at least
will
the
reply
right
to you
people-
and say, he's a smug bastard and I want to hit him.
Well, we can do that after. But there's also a few more questions I'd like to ask him after we deal with the sacrifice situation. And this is where Bahagor stands.
Okay. Malice.
She's still tight grip on the mace.
You just want to kill people.
I like killing people. We already agreed we were gonna kill this one. Come on. Still tight grip on the mace, but she does not move to attack in any way. Folds her arms. Raises an eyebrow.
Scratch would probably fly off.
Okay. Sounds like we are out of any initiative. Zephyr kind of gives you a warm smile from his cold lips. Well, I believe that we have our business anyway, dealing with Torga and that expedition. I don't have much
Yes,
in the way of
correct.
evidence to tell you why these individuals are doing what they're doing, but all I know is that they are paying their way, either with coin or favors or something otherwise, to not be included in the draws.
How did you know the people to kill?
The Frostmaiden told me.
So, if you're being touched by the Frostmaiden, obviously, people would believe you
The Frostmaiden
any of us
told you? You're just casually chatting to a god?
He comes to me in my dreams. Shows me a face and a town. Only 3 towns do these sacrifices. And only 3 towns, thus the human sacrifice can be cheated. So far I have had many. Had 3. This would be the 4th that I've seen in the last few months. It's not a everyday occurrence.
So all these people that have been alleged being killed with a nice weapon.
All
these
me's
people
friend.
that Were meant to be sacrificed.
Not necessarily. They're simply cheating the system. They're not playing her game.
Oh, I see. So you were. Oh, okay.
She doesn't
I got it-
necessarily
I got it
want them
wrong.
sacrificed, she just wants the opportunity to sacrifice them.
So okay, so I got the information wrong. This is a little bit wrong there. So you are after the people that had been cheating. You're not after the people that were meant to be dead.
Unfortunately, I don't know
both,
who
both
would.
really, because
They could
they're
have.
cheating.
If they were not
They could
cheating,
have.
they very much could be dead.
Exactly, I see. Okay, so the people.
And how is it fair on the rest of 10 towns that these more wealthy or influential individuals simply don't partake in the risk of making everyone's lives better?
I mean, that sort of comes with being wealthy and influential. It's a perk.
So we want to end this. This is our end goal here. Do you have any suggestions how we can go about this? How we can amass this wealthy people from all the scams they've been doing?
There was a halfling trapper in East Haven, a shipbuilder here in Targos, and now this captain. And maybe just over a week and a half ago, it was a dwarven glass blower in Bryn Shanda, were all individuals who I was sent to kill.
I see.
I,
But that does not help us.
unfortunately,
all it
friend,
does-
until my next dream, which could be a week from now, a month, tomorrow, I unfortunately don't know who is involved in this game.
Also, sorry, go on.
I don't have any deliberate will or drive to seek out the wrongdoers on my own. I'm happy to wait and be told. At least that's how I know I'm not going to make a mistake for the one who saved my life.
When were you touched by the Frostmaiden? When did she come
Go
to
on
you?
the
When you
doll
went to
where
her?
the Frostmaiden touched you.
If you had asked me earlier today, I would have told you what I tell everyone. That I was born on the holiday of midwinter, and that the Frostmaiden's blessing protects me. However, my true story is I was a mariner. I was in a shipwreck a few months ago. We wrecked off the coast of Oral's Island. I should have died. Yet, the Frostmaiden managed to piece me back together with something else, and thus I am now here, walking among you. It is why the cold does not bother me. He offers you his hand. Okay, you said pretty still, like, you felt his hand before.
Can
But-
I feel his hand?
Yeah, you take his hand. Ice cold, like that of a dead body.
He's like pins and needles, like from cold.
Would Bodger know which island is Orel's island? And whether it has any relation to where he got shipwrecked?
Make a history check.
No.
Even
Just
with
no.
9, Bodger. Oral's Island is somewhere in the sea of moving ice. Its exact location, however, no one truly knows because of the nature of the sea of moving ice. Landmarks are hard to spot. The coast is so far away of all the icebergs, it becomes very difficult to navigate. You don't believe that your ship crashed. Well, let me just double check.
When I touch his hand, I feel that it's like just dead body cold. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Sure. As I take magic on Civic Culture.
I'm trying to work out if he's, actually dead or undead.
Detect magic, unfortunately, wouldn't. You would see that the dagger that he dropped is magical. the ice dagger. It's a conjuration magic. But him himself, it's not like you're using a divine sense to sense undead. There's no necromantic energy. You know, he's not under the effects of a spell right now.
Also, while I have that up, can I look down at that guy's weird eye and see if that's magic?
Yeah, you look down. Yeah, it's gleaming with enchantment. If you roll his head back and have a look at it, it's got enchantment magic.
Then I'm going to grab that.
Okay, you. How are you removing the eye? Should I even ask?
I'm going to pull his eyelid open, and I'm going to gently pluck it out with my fingers.
Okay. You both watch. Scratch is left. You both watch Malice just remove this eye from this
He
guy.
like shakes this guy's hand, casts something, looks down, is like, huh.
Pops it out. Makes like a sick, like wet slurp noise as it is pulled
Like
away.
one-handed as well, just like thumb down the nose, pop it into her hand. Got it.
Cool.
Malice, while you're there, do you want to search his body? Maybe find something, maybe a letter or something that could help us incriminate these people.
Oh, sure. Pocket the eye. And I'll search his body and see if there's anything else incriminating. Or just valuable, you know? If he's got some gold in his pocket, I'll also take that.
He's a captain.
You
Yeah.
got him down yet? He has a little coin purse on him.
Oh, we don't have a ton of money, you know? This guy's already dead, so...
He probably has a coin purse of about like
Malice is like every
6
RPG
silver.
where it's like, grave robbing's fine. I will take that and maybe divvy it up later.
In the grave yet, so
Fine. Looting a body is totally fine. No game ever has penalties for looting bodies. They're like, you killed that guy fair and square. You can take a shit now.
you guys have heard the tall tale, which was in some pub or tavern when you were listening for like rumors, which is they say the Frostmaiden lives on a misty isle hidden among the bergs in the sea of moving ice. There's a mighty strange wheel with a boat on its back that swims in those frigid waters. I bet it knows what that island is. You can catch it at Anshaduk's bell, an old anchorage, but you must ring the bell hanging by the pier to call it.
Oh yeah, the magic whale rumor.
So the magic wheel would be a way to find out, you know, the location perhaps of the island.
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, Sapphire kind of looks at you all, gives a little smile. Well, I'm glad we could get to the bottom of that. But again, like I say, until I have a vision, I may not be as much help to you as you would have thought. But at least you can know that I am doing good work.
I don't know how good that is, but I mean, he gave some helpful information, but it's a useful information, but not very helpful.
What I do is much less barbaric than making the less fortunate suffer.
You did kill the guy who we were hoping to get information from, which wasn't super helpful.
Apologies. If it makes you feel better, he looks to be around 55, 60. You had plenty of time to get to him before me. You could
Well,
always
maybe we
speak
can
to
go
the
in-
dead if you have the capability.
But maybe we can go and check his vessel before the sacrifice. Maybe we can find something in there. Maybe his room, maybe the captain's cabin. Maybe some letter or some kind of agreement. I don't know. Or maybe something official we can use.
Yeah, you probably find a key on him actually as well. It makes sense.
Aha! What do you say? We've got a bit of time.
I can't speak to the dead until I've, you know, killed some more shit. That's how that works.
Then hit to kill more.
I have to kill more first.
Well, you could always take his head with you, but this is where my job is over. If you don't mind, I'm going to take that dagger and stab it through his heart as my to complete my job.
Alice steps back and gestures like
Takes the ice
"Oh,
dagger,
God."
boom, just clean through his back. The body like
Oh,
spasms.
I was gonna say when before he does that, when Manus did the detect magic, did she detect anything in the dagger?
Yeah, the dagger's
Yeah, it's
magical.
conjuration magic.
Oh, so he was. Oh. Okay, before he does that, before he takes the knife, I go to him, was like, I kind of step on the knife because he put his knife on the floor, right? He's put his dagger on the floor, right?
Yeah, he dropped it.
Before he does that, I'll step on the knife and I was like, now, before you go, I would like to ask if you could keep this knife.
Unfortunately, friend, it will be useless to you.
How come?
Pick it up.
Okay. Before I pick up on inside him.
Sure. 18. He seems to be on the roof. He believes that dagger will be worthless to you.
Okay, I'll pick up the knife.
Pick it up. It immediately starts to melt in your hand and just like feels like it feels like you pick up an icicle. Like your hand's
okay.
wet immediately, like something to melt. It's like
Use it because he's cold.
he
see.
literally and like he very elegantly goes, I apologize. And as he gestures like from his heart to in a gesture like that, another one materializes in his hand, and then he just throws it like a dart clean into the guy's back.
Okay.
At this point, Bodger would probably come out of the shadows and be like, don't mean to be funny, but now there's a dead guy here. We should probably get out of here.
Indeed. I have held about much longer than normal. I shall see you at Torgas whenever we're ready to go on this little quest of ours. If we pass for Bryn Shanda, maybe we can help each other again, dealing with the more abusive society.
Okay. Until we meet again.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The 100, I believe it was, let me just double check how much it was. 100 gold pieces to apprehend Seficaltro, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him, preferably involving the authorities. Hangs above your whole conscious thought patterns.
But we
She
didn't
let
know
him
how
go?
much it was. We
She
didn't
told
know the
you.
bounty.
No, she
Yeah,
told
she
us
told
the
you.
bounty.
That's in the blue text box, which is the thing I would have read out to you. That full.
Okay. All right. Well,
We can still get that.
You can kill him anytime.
Yeah.
You can let him fucking kill all the bad people first.
Well, I promise him we'll let him go this time. Until we solve this matter. And then
Bahagor,
afterwards,
stop
whatever
talking,
happens
stop
after.
walking. There is a dead body right here.
Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can find this vessel. This ice wave or whatever it's called.
Okay. While the
Frostwake. That's it.
While the rest of the group are doing that, Scratch, you flew away after the group decided to potentially side with the Frostmaiden. What are you up to?
How much time is it to the next sacrifice? That's my question.
Probably at this point, after all that hubbub, you probably have about 45 minutes. They probably have about half an hour because they obviously spent more time talking to him after you left. So you would have more time to,
She'd probably fly a few laps around, and at some point she'd figure she'd try and follow him, or try and fight the guy, but, once she presumed the party would split.
Sure, so you're going to try to keep an eye on Sefik.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, just make a perception or investigation check, just to see if you can spot him, keep an eye, predict his movements.
Perception. 13.
13.
Oh, I can. No, I can't use guidance.
You spend the first 15 minutes waiting around, for them to finish talking, and then after they split up, I'm not sure where your party goes, but Safik kind of continues through the back alleys, eventually heading back to the Luskan Arms around about half past.
Cool. At some point, she would like to try and basically fly ahead of him, perch herself at some point so that she can have a good eye on him, and so in a way that perhaps he would walk past her, and she would keep it like directly stare at him as an owl as he moves.
Yep. He
He
like
acknowledges an
looks
arctic
at
owl
you.
following him.
Looks at you as you make yourself very obvious. He looks at you, narrows his eyes. You must be the druid that was investigating our sleds earlier.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine. I assume you were associated with my new friends.
Well, in a way. But I'm not too keen on, I would say, let's say, our patron. As you may infer, I'm not a frost.
Ah, a non-frost druid surrounded by ice and snow. A rare occurrence.
Well, the ice and snow is not usually here that often. That would be the effects of the one you call a patron. Usually it's pretty nice here, even though it's coldish.
Unfortunately, I can't feel the warmth anymore, so it makes no difference to me.
I'm curious. Do you know what she wants, Auril? What's her vision for these lands?
Honestly?
Because so far it's...
Honestly, no. All I know is she saved my life when I was to die a freezing cold death. So it isn't as
And
simple
that
as
is
us all to die. I can tell you that much.
I wonder. If not all to die, what world she's trying to create here? If a world of sacrifices is something that you are keen for.
I heard that there was a... Okay. There are places... Have you heard of the Shadowfell?
With Scratch, I've heard of the Shadowfell.
Make a history check or an arcana check if you'd like.
She'll do... I think both is shitty. Yeah, I'll do history. Not one.
Oh.
I would not be aware, no.
It's a dark place of death and sadness. Despair. Located in it, there are areas called Domains of Dread. These pocket dimensions in a dimension, if you could imagine such a concept.
World within a world, yes.
Indeed. A scholar, Van Richten, wrote about them quite studiously. But if you ask me, everything the Frostmaiden is doing here cries out like someone who wants to be whisked away with their section of the world and trapped in a domain of dead in the Shadowfell. Why anyone would want to imprison themselves in such a way? That would be a question for the demigod or god or whatever it is she is. Not for
I
me.
wonder. And so, if you think this would be her final goal, to take this realm, its people, yourself included perhaps, and bring it into this realm of death, despair, and shadow, is that a world that you would wish to live in, to partake in, to help arrange?
For the last few months, it is all I have lived in. Would I change it? Be dead? No.
Well, you would not have to be dead. I believe that my friend, you spoke with him, he has similar eyes. He also can summon a weapon of ice. But I do not believe that he would serve the Frostmaiden, unless he's an unknowing pawn. But so far he worked of his own volition, and nothing ill befell him.
Tell me,
So the question?
does your friend have dreams? With cryptic hidden messages?
Does your friend have dreams? Everyone has dreams.
Did Bahagor tell him, did Bahagor tell the party about his dreams, or just Bodger? I can't recall.
Yeah, he did. Don't
Okay,
told him.
Yeah, it did tell the whole party.
I would recall he does, yeah.
Took me a
Unless
good
someone
few
feels-
months to work out what my strange dreams meant. And what conclusions I've drawn from that is that the Frostmaiden is giving me signs of what to do. What to look at, what to look for. If your friend's having dreams, maybe she's using him for her own purpose. Maybe he just doesn't know what to do yet.
An interesting assumption. Have you ever tried to disobey a dream or ignore it? To let it slip past your mind?
Honestly, I can't say why I would. Everything I've found out so far suggests that the people who I'm killing are bad people, and I'll happily keep doing it.
Well, bad. They are not partaking in a sacrifice that would not be around if not for Aurel.
But
Well,
unfortunately,
I'm
she
not
is
aware of
around.
the nature. Fortunately. So you're... Well, all I'm saying is that I'm not sure aware of the nature of your previous targets, but if the only grievance of these people is that they tried to cheat a system of human sacrifice, is that enough to constitute a death penalty? As I said, perhaps these people are chosen for other reasons, but if the sole reason for their timely demise by your hand is that they skirted the rules and skirted a ritual that would not be around unless your goddess or patron would cast this eternal winter upon us, I wonder if these people would be considered evil. But as I said, I do not know the man you killed, nor the ones you killed before. I'm
Indeed.
just wondering aloud.
Then let us simply hope that I never dream of any of your faces. I have not so
Let
far.
us hope.
Walks by you. Have a good night, Druid.
You as well. And she would fly off into the night, towards the port.
Okay, fly off towards the port. The rest of you, you probably have about a good half an hour before the ritual is due to take place. Stefan Caltro has been taken off the playing field. What is it you would like to do?
I'm going to suggest them to go and try to find this vessel. See if we can find something in there, maybe.
Sure. You want to hunt around for the
Just check,
Frostwick?
but- Yeah, I
Alrighty.
think we should try to find this vessel and see if we can find something in there. I mean, did Malice tell us if she found a key in the body?
I didn't I? I just found some gold. Ripped out his eye.
I said it would make sense if you found a key as well. If you were searching, you would have been a key. You probably would have seen her take it off the body. It was a
Yeah,
big,
so,
like, ring key, like
wasn't
Davy
trying to be
Jones locker
stealthy.
style. Like,
And also,
She
she found a key.
She wasn't stealthy when
maybe-
she pocketed the gold either.
So maybe there's a key to his cabin in the vessel. Maybe we can go there quickly and see if we can find something. We've got about
I've got a bit of time,
moment.
haven't we?
half an hour. And you know that it's going to take place on the docks anyway, so. Probably not a bad cover to look for a good spot to watch as you check names of ships. I would like an investigation check, please, then, if someone is searching for the ship. Again, either two people can make them individually, or if one person has proficiency, they can help someone else.
I don't have proficiency.
Investigation Shit.
Okay, then
I'll
two
do it,
checks.
I'll do a check. Fucking Bagor, you fucking blind bat.
Dargo's like, yep, there's ships here.
Not here. Can't find it.
A lot of boats.
Malice, you want to do one or?
Sure. 6.
A lot of boats.
Alice is distracted. She's taken the eye back out of her pocket and is doing what can only be described as sizing it up.
God damn it.
Okay. You guys
following her
spend half an hour searching. Unfortunately, you don't find anything in that time. If you'd continue to search, you probably eventually would find the ship. However, you are rudely interrupted by the sound of like doom 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 of like a drum being like played up on the northernmost stretching pier, just north of Three Flags ceiling.
Fuck, we got off time. What should we do?
We can go check out
fucking
boats
go
later.
away.
Let's go watch this sacrifice.
Yeah.
Scratch would be perched up at the ports, ready to fly off to accompany the sacrificee.
Sure. So you guys head up towards the sacrifice. You see that there's a surprisingly, compared to the crowd who came to, like, for the name draw, the crowd here was probably half the size. Some people openly weep, like, just, you know, in the streets, like, sob. And you see standing at the like top of the pier, you see the recognizable form of the speaker and his tiefling second in command, who kind of like runs the guards here. Captain Scaff and Nearth both stand there. They are wearing their usual clothing, no big ceremonious garb or anything like that. However, you do see at the far end of the pier, there is standing there the human woman. You recognize her, Velen, standing there. Mid-30s. You know, nothing too crazy about her to stand out. Looks like she's changed out of her clothing she was in before. She's wrapped in like a big heavy coat. Her brother is like sat next to her in his chair, and he's like they're kind of like talking to her. Like back and forth. You see people like reaching out and like clutching her, like holding her shoulder, like thank you so much for your sacrifice, thank you. And it is, and you see like she's kind of like stone cold face, like, yeah, you're welcome, and just like really just letting the moment process. The hubbub and bubble of the crowd is kind of quieting down as the speaker calls out, "Thank you all for coming to show your support to our latest sacrifice. We hope, by offering this to you, Auril, the Frostmaiden, you will bless Targos for another month, or longer if you so see fit, of bountiful harvests from Mer Duldan, that our firewood burns twice as long, and that we do not go hungry or feel cold. That we survive, despite the machinations wrought upon us. We thank you for your generosity, for letting us continue to be here, to make our lives as our parents and parents' parents would have wanted for us. Velen, if you could please step forward." Velen, like, takes a few steps and then begins walking the length of the actual pier itself, like this like wooden jetty. As she kind of nears the top, her brother, like, stops just shy of it, just watching her go. You see like he's like visibly upset, but like trying to keep it together, like, you know, not letting himself like look weak. She moves all the way up to the top end where it's Scath and Nearthar. Scath moves forward. He strips her of her long coat that she has, reducing her down to basically just like a very basic, like, ill-fitting like t-shirt, some very thin breeches, and some boots. Scath then has her remove her boots, has her remove all items of clothing, and then helps her down a ladder at the far end of the jetty onto the icy cold water surface, which is covered in that thick layer of ice. She climbs down, and then she very unceremoniously, without looking back, just begins walking north towards the like the gap in the harbor walls. And as she goes, you see Scath like turns in the earth, like to like mutter something, like folding up the clothing, and the earth turns back to the crowd, like holding a torch over his head, like you illuminated him, and he goes, "As Velen gives this as the ultimate sacrifice so that we may live, I ask you all to give her thanks." And the crowd begin clapping, like, "Yeah, thank you, Velen," like echoing out, like kind of calling out. And like now that as she kind of leaves that like visibility and she just disappears in the darkness, only then do you see her brother's shoulders begin to like sunk and like hop up and down, and as you look, you see his hand leaning on like the armrest of his chair, pressed into his eye sockets, as he's just openly sobbing at the loss of his sister. You all watch this happen. At any point, do you intervene or do anything? I'm assuming by the silence, you do not. You let her go.
Oh.
You let her go. As soon as she leaves the harbor, Scath gives a bit of a big whistle, and then you hear the sound of, and you see a heavy chain rises up, breaking through the surface of the ice. That kind of like causes a little like physical barrier. Normally probably used to stop ships from just sailing in if the city was under attack or something like that. But it's such a big, heavy mariner's chain, like a normal person would probably fucking struggle to climb over it. But it does at least very much symbolize that she has left Targos, never to return. Those of you inside the city, I'll come back to you, Scratch, in a moment, because you'll be having a bit of a fun time in a second. Those of you inside the city, are you doing anything else?
I'll look at the party and say, well, it's a shame we're out of time and we couldn't do anything to save that woman. And
Scratch is out there right now saving that woman. You're aware of that plan, right?
I am, but is he going to be able to do it by himself? With us in here? What's going to happen to him out there? What if...
Who's him?
Frostmaiden's out there.
He doesn't know. Don't. It's fine.
Still not figured it out.
What? What?
Never mind. It's a weird atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
I just don't know. Like, a sacrifice is a sacrifice, I guess, but it all feels a bit, for lack of a better word, cold. I mean, if you take a sacrifice, you should see it, feel it, you know? Separating it for yourself doesn't help. It just makes it easy, I suppose, to say that the cold killed them instead of you, but you can't really appreciate that a life has been sacrificed unless you've felt the blood running down your hands, you know? I don't think these people could handle that.
Not gonna lie, the atmosphere is a little bit weirder now.
I feel like you and I had very different upbringings.
I think you might be right. Yeah. I'm not mad about that, though. Anyway.
Shall we go try and find that ship again?
Alright, let's go ship watching.
Ship searching.
Are you guys going to go ship
Or not.
spotting? Alright, Scratch. You, as your oil form, begin flying along. You have
Oh
little-
yeah, it's my favorite part of D&D. Druid solo adventure as an animal.
yeah, you have your little little pouch of belongings that like help this person. How far out into Mer Doldon do you let her walk?
She would probably use her telepathy as she walks out. After a bit, she's like, keep walking straight. And as soon as you're far enough from the city, you will be helped. But you have to keep walking. You cannot be seen. They would come for you. And we wouldn't want that. And she would stay in it, like, she was like, follow me, please. And she would, like, make sure that she would be in vision of the...
Sure. You fly down, and you hear her reply. Going crazy.
I didn't tell her about Magic Owls trying to help her.
No, you're not mad. Not yet. Just keep walking. And
Shuffles towards you and begins following you. How far do you lead her?
she would try and get her to the spot that she scouted out a few sessions back.
Sure.
That she figured it would be, like, safe.
Cool. Make me a perception check, see if you can find it.
Cool.
Give you
Could
advantage.
she have advantage?
Yeah, because you spent a lot of time like scouting out, looking for landmarks.
24.
Okay. What's your dark vision distances in oil?
Tricky question. I think it's 120, but I'll double check.
Cool. And remind me, did you still stash the things out there, or did you change the plan when you realized that you could just...
No, she changed the plan. She will just use the spot as reference point, but she has it on her, like, carrying it.
Yeah, she's carrying it.
in
Yeah.
her group. Like, she's not carrying a physical pouch, but she's like using the fact that when she shifts
when you
back,
change
she'll just
back,
give
you
it
can
to
just
her.
give it to her. Yeah, exactly. Cool.
I'll just double check the owl dark vision. I have to paste these in a better channel at some point. But that is 120 feet dark vision, yeah.
Okay. You both see each other at the same time. As you fly out towards that landmark, you see a silhouetted figure on the ice. 7 foot tall, hunched, biped, wrapped in a cloak, but you can see the glint of big oil eyes reflecting back at yours.
Shit, Oral's come for her sacrifice.
You see razor black talons, cloven
Take back,
hooves,
Cease.
greyish white wolf fur covering her body from the neck down, and protruding from her feathery oil's head is a pair of curved goat horns. A cloak and coil made of pristine white snow kind of covers most of her form. And as she kind of sees you and locks eyes with you, you hear in your mind, "Oh, blood." And then she vanishes. Just turns into a blizzard of snow.
She would just say, in Druidic, for the fun, she'd say, Aurel.
You look back towards Velen, who is freezing cold. Her full body shakes. She's holding her arms across her chest in any way to keep that interior body heat there. She's been walking now for probably the guts of 5-10 minutes. If she had to go much longer, you know that she would not even make it to the water's edge.
She would fly down and shift into her human form.
Yep. I don't believe... Had she met you in your human form, or did you... No? So she kind of looks at you strangely, doesn't recognize you. Who are you?
You might not. You don't know me. I do know you. Associates of associates. Either way, take this before you freeze to death.
Yeah, she takes
And
it.
she'd give her the cold weather gear. She would give her cold weather gear. I think she bought 4 days worth of rations, and she would give her 2 gold.
Cool. She takes it all. She starts getting dressed. The clothes are dry. And she bundles herself up as much as she can to try to keep herself warm. She looks at you and she goes okay, thank you. And she puts on the new boots. Thank you for your kindness.
Take this, and she'll give her a staff. I do not use it, and it's dangerous to go without a weapon, or at least something.
I owe you my thanks.
You do understand that you cannot return home.
Yes. I could probably head up to Bremen, or maybe Lonelywood if that might be too close.
I will leave that up to you. But
She looks around.
one last question, I presume, would be: do you wish to let me know? Do you wish for me to tell your brother that you are alive and well, or should I let him believe that you have passed?
He's still living in our family home, but in his condition, he will not be able to provide for himself. Please tell him I'm going to go to Bremen. It's only a couple of hours from here. I should be able to make it before this weather turns foul. It seems to be a clear night, and she looks up and you see the aurora in full raging bloom, the full moon hanging in the sky among it. And she looks to the northwest and she's tell him to find me in Bremen. There's still work there for someone who knows how to sail. I'm sure I'll find something.
Very well. And last thing, the way you could repay me for this small act of kindness. You are aware, I'm sure you're aware of why this winter is upon us, why these sacrifices happen.
You mean because Oral has cast a spell on the frozen north?
Indeed. The only thing I can ask of you is to fight against her influence however you can, in what manner you can, because somebody has to. Otherwise, people will keep being sent out here to die, just so that things can stay the same.
Indeed. I know. Thank you. Again, thank you for this. You didn't have to do this. Thank you.
Farewell. Safe travels. She would also cast Good Berry for her daily cast from her feet, and she would give all the 5 berries to her. These berries are magical in nature. One singular one can provide for an entire day worth of food, and it can also bring somebody back from unconsciousness or brink of death.
Thank you.
Use them sparingly.
I will. Thank you so much again. If you're ever in Bremen, come find me.
Of course. Have a good trip, and stay safe.
I owe you my life.
You know, the winter remembers us, that's what I like to say. And she would shift back into an owl and fly off.
Okay. Fly back
And she
towards
would like-
Targos.
You'd like to go find the house of this brother.
Yep. I mean, you saw your friends go in there before, so you can easily get there. You see the like family home of the Harrowmount family. You land just outside. The streets are quiet and cold. It's probably been, even with your flying speed, like a good 20 minutes from like when the ceremony first started to now. Everyone's kind of made their way back to houses or pubs or taverns to, drink in the memory of Velen. Anyone who's in a tavern from the rest of your party would have seen a few drinks actually being poured out, literally, in memory of them.
R.I.P. Velen.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes,
Scratch would use her beak to knock on the door.
Yep.
Or on the window.
Knock on the door and window. There is no immediate reply.
She would try again.
Yep. Dum, dum, dum. You hear, like, very faintly, "Go away!"
She would keep at it. This time at the window, then at the door.
You probably spend a good 5-10 minutes incessantly knocking until finally the door, you hear a bolt latch, and then the door opens and you see on their chair the brother, Kieran, and he looks around.
She flies in above his head into his house.
Hey, what fuck is going on? And he spins around his chair, closing the door. He doesn't even close. He leaves the door open. You see he like wheels over to a corner and grabs a broom. He's like, "No, out! Come on, fuck off! No, I'm having a shit night, and this is not helping."
All right, calm down. And she would sit on the perch.
He drops the broom. Like, this oil starts speaking to him. Oh my god, it's the Frostmaiden.
Can you
No, not the
imagine,
full
like, your sister's just been sacrificed and then this fucking owl won't get out your house?
Can I talk
Alright.
to you?
All right. Listen to me very carefully now. Your sister yet lives and breathes, and you will find her in Bremen. Go there when you can. She was given a new lease on life. Leave here and tell no one. Do you understand?
No, I don't. How?
You do not have to. Can you manage to get yourself to Bremen on your own accord?
I was going to travel in the snow like in a wheelchair.
Yes, I know someone who can maybe help me get there.
Fit him with skis.
Also, wait, Bremen is the
Chains around
PlayStation
the
one,
wheel.
right?
Yeah, Bremen, the closest town. It's only 3 hours away on the trail. It's a bit of a Bremen's trail is pretty treacherous, because they have to like ford the icy river and stuff like that. But like it's a lot shorter than the distance of Tourmaline, but it's almost the same length of time.
Leave when you can and do not look back. Get
Yes.
somebody to get you there, and you'll find her.
Thank you, Owl. Oral.
Live well. I'm not Oral. Do not say her name in front of me.
Okay. Thank you.
If I were Oral, If I were Aurel, your sister would not be among us.
Then whoever you are, thank you.
The only thing you can do for me, you can open that door again.
Yeah, okay. And he moves back over,
My
opens the
sister
door.
was saved by this
she-
magic owl who has beef with Aurel.
And door issues.
She hops. Yeah, she like hops.
I am the great and powerful owl. Please open the door. Thank you. And again.
I lack opposable thumbs.
But when I
There-
get them, it's over for you fuckers.
There's literally that moment in a book series I read as a kid where there's a dog who's like all powerful and then it's like, can you get the door? I don't have thumbs.
That is a fantastic, like, werewolf transformation into the wolf, like, scratching at the door. Like,
I still love the concept that werewolves act out because they don't have enough enrichment as wolves. So, like, your werewolf form will be fine, but you just gotta, like, prep yourself a couple of, like, stuffed Kongs beforehand, you know? Set
Yeah.
out some puzzle toys.
right, so Scratch, where would you head after delivering this news?
She would wish to find Malice, actually.
Okay, then I will probably need to find out what the rest of the party are doing after this. Are you still searching for this ship?
Yep.
Okay.
I think Bodger would probably want to give it about an hour before giving up.
Sure. Yeah, I would say if you spend another half an hour, eventually there is only so many jetties, only so many boats. You eventually come across the Frostwick. The lights are unlit. The ship itself seems relatively quiet and dark. Looks like it's not like not like it's a lived-on vessel. It's docked here. The people who use this ship leave in the morning and then come back. And it's not a big vessel at all. Like, it's probably only about the size of a like a slightly larger rowboat, but it has a sail. It probably has a crew of max 5 people.
Okay, so
But it's small enough that those people could probably carry it across the ice. There are larger ships here, however, they are all locked in the ice and probably unusable. So there used to be these big 3 sail, like, you know, sailing ships, but they're probably not being used anymore because you couldn't move them across the ice. This isn't practical. They're literally stuck here. So the smaller ships are making up for the big ones, but you imagine they probably have made multiple smaller ships instead of one large one to do the same job. Yeah, you find it. There's no big captain's quarters or anything of that nature, but luckily there's no one sleeping aboard it either. It's, you know, there's probably a small...
That's probably because the captain is dead in an alleyway.
Yeah. There is a small little... one of the seats or little benches seems to double up as some kind of like lockbox situation, like a storage locker, but it does have a keyhole affixed to it.
Anybody good at picking locks?
Malice, you have a key.
Oh yeah, I do.
Specifically.
Sorry, I just immediately default to crime every time. It's literally the same as me playing Baldur's Gate, where I just lockpick things before even trying to open them. I will try the key.
Yeah, you try the key. Lock opens, you lift it up. There appears to be a little small collection of like goodies in here. It's a small little treasure hoard. There is about 8 gold pieces worth of loose change. There is a small pot, a little glass jar, full of some little gold orange balls. Probably no bigger than, like, you know, the size of a like standard jar of chutney or something like that. Like, it's not like a crazy thing, like a jar of mustard. Like, not like a crazy big thing, just like a little small little thing.
Just a little snack.
Yeah, it looks sealed. The jar has been sealed and it's not been opened. No label either, so you're not sure what it is. There's also a small. It's not even a journal. It's probably more just like a couple of pages, all like kind of kept roughly together.
Are they
Scribbled
by
and
any
scratched
chance
out.
can't wait to screw over the townsfolk avoiding the sacrifice again. Haha, fuck those guys.
No.
That would have been handy.
Having a little skim through it, you see that it appears to be a series of letters. These appear to be received letters, not sent letters. So they're all addressed Captain Thorn, and they are signed Speaker Nearth. The contents of the letters are one-sided. Because you cannot read the replies. It's not like finding a phone with text messages.
That's not how letters work. That's how we got away with Alexander Hamilton not being gay for so long.
You do find it is simply a matter of like time and reading them that you'll need to set aside, but that you should be able to uncover a few things if you took these away and studied them a little bit, because they are. It's there's probably a good like 6 letters here in total to read through, or you could just have a quick scrub, put them back and lock them up, and I'll give you different information depending on how deep. I'm
taking them.
Okay, you swipe them.
The guy's dead.
Cool. You take the little jar and the gold.
Yeah, I'll just take it all.
Cool. You take it all. Nothing else really of interest in the ship, unless anyone would like any fishing equipment. There is some fishing equipment left here overnight. There's enough fishing tackle for 2 sets of fishing tackle, and a couple of nets.
Worms.
Some nets, a couple of rods, some little like bait tins, spare line, and a couple of nets as well.
I also will look at the bait and be like, "Hey, if we're still talking torture, there's some good maggots here."
And on that bombshell, I'm gonna call a break because I need the bathroom. So be right back.